Hello, welcome to my TED Talk, where I talk while I tread. So I just finished reading the book of Lamentations. Listen, Jeremiah has seen so many things that are disheartening, discouraging, can be downright horrifying, actually. And he wrote this book, which contains like a poetic account expressing like what he saw regarding the destruction of Jerusalem, which was prophesied, which he heard that and then he saw with his own eyes. It wasn't a good thing to see. It wasn't a good thing to watch, witness, experience yourself. I'm sure if you see your home country or city destroyed with your friends there, people you know, that's a horrifying thing to do. Horrifying thing to experience. So he was lamenting, hence Lamentations book. But then at the end of it, like the last chapter, Lamentations 5, verse 21, it says there, after saying all of these things before the Lord, he then decided to say, restore us to yourself, O Lord, so that we ourselves may be restored. Restore us to yourselves, O Lord, so that we may be restored. And I had to pause, because that was like the end. That was like the last chapter of Lamentations, right? And if you think about it, it's like he's gone through so much, he's seen so many things. But then at the end of it, that's what he prayed for, that's what he asked for. And he was praying that for himself as well. And I feel like he was declaring, he was acknowledging that God, I want to be restored to you so that I would be restored. Because he has lost a lot of things. When you experience grief, when you experience something uncomfortable, a wound or something terrible, whether you witness it from the people that are around you, your loved ones, when you receive bad news, when you see it for yourself, when you witness it for yourself, that's kind of hard. It's heartbreaking. And these griefs, these pains, these wounds, these negative emotions that we have, I wouldn't call it negative, but these emotions, this turmoil, these mental storms can actually consume us. It can actually take the place of God also. And we find ourselves separate from the Lord out of bitterness, out of anger, out of hurt, out of disappointment, out of frustration. And we find ourselves far off. Whether we see something terrible that is in front of us or connected to us, or something terrible within ourselves. Like if we fail, we don't meet expectations, we get frustrated, and all of these things take the place of God. And we now seem so far off. But then here comes the scripture. It's like Jeremiah, after experiencing all of those things, not suddenly, but he was asking, but restore us to yourself, O Lord. He was declaring a restoration of that relationship, that connection with the Lord. Because he knew, as it stated in that scripture, restore us to yourself, O Lord, so that we would be restored. Because he knew that for himself to be truly restored, like for him to return and be restored in joy, in hope, in the right attitude, the right state of mind, is for him to be restored to the Lord. Us, we go through a lot of things. We see a lot of things, especially for our loved ones. We get entangled through it when we see bad things happening around us, with our friends, with our loved ones. There's this certain pain, a certain burden, this heaviness, and even for ourselves, we experience that pain. But then we need to be restored. And I just feel like that's for me. But at the same time, it's not just for me, it's for everyone to know. So whatever we're going through, I pray that we would declare that every single day, since I know I need that every single day. I need to be restored to the Lord constantly, because my mind wanders off. I'm a foolish sheep that if I find like a grass, I pay attention to the grass and I forget the shepherd. And to just walk in humility before God in Micah, and just know that, Lord, I need you every step of the way, every second I need to be connected to you. I need to be restored to you, because I wouldn't be okay the moment I step out of His presence, the moment I step out of that connection, the moment I step out of the will of the Lord. I'm not gonna be okay. Is it got great? Oh, thanks for listening to my TED Talk.